So later on, the BIM coordinator has to check this part. And what do we mean by check? So up to this point, we've discussed the basic BIM topics. So we've said that we have different type of LOs in our training. For example, one of them was this LOC that we discussed. And this LOC itself has different types. For example, one of them is the LOC talking about level of coordination. So what does this exactly mean? So as you can see in the Revit file here, we have created these stairs. And this planning is in the architectural phase. It's completely different from the structural phase. And so this plan doesn't have anything to do with the structural phase, and it doesn't really benefit us. So when we want to do the structural phase, we go to the architecture tab, and using model in place, we'll do the framework, which then can be easily modeled. This model that we have here really doesn't work in the structural phase. So what does level of coordination do? So this architectural plan and the structural plan that we have need to actually match the base points and the slope so that we don't actually encounter any issues later on. And that's the meaning of level of coordination. So now I'll select this and then pull this here. So after this, we have to go to the ground level plan. Let me open it up. So here for now, I'll just select this surface and then hit create similar and then pick line. And then I go here, hit tab. So this is towards the middle, and then I finish it up. And then I'll select the shaft itself. And then I go to the 3D view. All right, so let me just take a look and see if everything's okay here. All right, so let's go back to the ground floor, edit, and then here I'll turn this arrow towards the middle. All right, and then I finish it up. Then let's go back to the 3D. So we had to do that in order to hide the floor that was shown here. And now it just looks cleaner. So I'll select the walls around this. All right, let me take a look. Okay, let's go back to the 3D view, and then I'll put the top constraint on the ground floor. So now these parts will join up and you won't have any issues. So then if you select this floor and this joinery, or this floor and this framework, there won't be any issues or collisions when you want to change them. All right, then let's go to the modify and select unjoin. There we go. So I click on this with this. All right, and then again selecting join. Let me see. Oh, this part has gone up to here, so I need to put the top constraint on the ground floor's structural plan. All right, and now it's fixed. You need to check these every once in a while so that you don't have any errors like this. And then we can join these two as well together. There we go. And as you can see from this angle, this part really shows itself. And then I can go here and join these stairs with this part. And then this part that we have here, we can go to edit and then select align to connect this to this part here. And then I finish up, and this is how it looks. So it really shows the edge exactly how we want it to. Then you can select any material that you want for the stairs here as well, either concrete or any other material that's to your preference. So let me hit Ctrl C here, and then here make a duplicate, and then put this on here so it knows which part it's assigned to. And for each part here, you can select the material that's specified to it and then work them later on. So for the upper levels, we have this exact same arrangement that we have here. Let me go to the ground floor and hit the visibility graphic menu. And then from the import tab, I'll just check this 0DWG file, hit OK. So it doesn't really show it from this angle. Let's go to the cut. Let me open it up here. Alright, so the ground floor is around here, which we can't really see from this angle. Let me click and drag here to see if we have any AutoCAD files in this part. And then select filter, then check none, and then select this one and OK. Alright, so put the base offset at 0.5 here. There it is. Now let's go to the ground floor, and now it really shows itself. And if you actually take a look at the AutoCAD file that we have in this area, this is what the design looks like. Alright, let's go back to the Revit file, hit VV here, and then let's go to the Import Categories tab. And then here I'll just select the one file. Alright, let me go back to the cut. Let me open it up. So here, let's zoom in on this. Alright, I'll just select dimension here. There we go. Click on dimensions and then draw here from this point up to this point up here, then from here to here. So the first one is 3.1 and the rest are 3.6. Alright, let's select dimension again, draw it from here. Alright, it's 3.1 here as well. So this part is in the type, so I can go here and select this and then copy it, and from this part select align to pick level, and then I'll click on the ground floor that we have, and then this shaft here can go up to here. Or instead of dragging this part, I can go here and put the top constraint on the first level and then put the top offset at 0. Now let me go to the 3D view, and this is what it turns out like. So hit Ctrl S to save up to this point, and then I'll copy this floor that we have made here, and then from this menu I'll click on align to set level, and then I'll select the first floor plan. Alright, and then these parts you can join later on as well. Just try to do them as late as possible so there won't be any changes and issues popping up. And also this part where the structure goes here, we can pull this upwards. But I'm just going to leave it here because later on when we're drawing this part, we might have a bar here. And then later on we might have to do the framework under the bar. So that's why I said in this part, when we already have made the plan and created and designed the bars and the structure, we need to get a quick check afterwards so that there won't be any issues. And then after we've done the columns and the bars, we need to link it to the architectural plan, and then we need to pull the framework walls up to the underside of the bars. We won't be actually touching the joinery because it will be covering this part. So let me complete this part, this wall here. Let me see, let's go back to the ground floor plan. Alright, so let me select this, and then let's go back to the 3D view. Alright, now these two parts need to connect right here. First, I put the top constraint on the first level structure. Alright, and then we have to join these parts so the design actually looks clean. Alright, and then let me see here. Then select this surface and put the top at the first floor structure. Alright, and then select join again. And then I'll join these two. Alright, there we go. And then let's go back to the underground plan. So here we have the same design for the stairs, it's just in reverse. You can do these later on yourself, so I'm just going to finish them and then we'll continue later on.